Right, as you can see, we're getting things ready now to put one of the cars into the arena. Booking down, a couple of minutes to go, live demonstration time for you. If you can, grab yourself a few right now. This is where it all happens.
While he's getting ready, I'll explain what these guys do. They have a device inside the car called line lock. What this means is they put their foot on the brake pedal, they press a button, a micro switch button on the gear stick, and then when they take the foot off the brake pedal, it releases the front brakes. Sorry. It releases the rear brakes. And that's not what happens if it releases the front brakes. It releases the rear brakes and the front stay on. Now this allows them then to get the wheels spinning while the vehicle is stationary. But those big 19-inch wide racing slicks are trying hard to get hold of the tarmac. So it's trying to force the vehicle forward all the time. Now I also believe Steve Murphy is on his way down with the wheelie truck, so you might see a treat from him later in the afternoon. Steve's running a little bit later than usual, but don't worry folks, he'll be here. Turbo force. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The amazing Banzai Cobra being Merriman. They're coming out now to see him. Almost tired. I think you're going to get his hand in that. We're going to really going to those 6 big fires at the back there. I'm doing their utmost to try and get them on the track. And Ian's trying to do
today here now with this. Now, just to give you a little bit of information about the truck itself, if you don't already know. The truck itself was actually it's based on a little sort of Leyland land train truck out there, but it obviously has been modified. Now, to see this truck actually go through the paces of amazing. Steve, we just give it a little bit of a warm up here. We're actually going to see if we can get this actually up into the air. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Right, let's just a little...
it's an absolute pleasure for me to see you all here. And, all right. Well, it really is that, and I thank you for supporting the show. I think it's one of the best shows we've had, right through down to the outside enclosures. It's been packed. I really do hope you've enjoyed yourself, because all my staff have put a lot of time into it. Anyway, I'll get on with this rookie rodder that we fell down on last year. We want Andrew Holden with the Morris Minor Band, please. Dot Greno, the young lady Olive. Marcus Reed.
Who's it?
David Rothwell. Badge. I think first we'll get these lads with the shirts on, and girls.
That's the biggest we go. Next match.
Just 24 questions. Just hit one out. Stuart, you know what you're doing.
What's wrong? Well, it's never small.
I need get back.
Put the names on. So,
No, Arthur, no way.
Good organisation, this, isn't it? Hold on. Oh. No, hang on, Marcus. You might as well stay up here. Right, can we have a vote for Dot? All right? I think you could have been a bit more generous than that. She got all 4 questions right, didn't she? Yeah. Have you got that? Right, Marcus. How you doing? All right. Could you tell us what car you've got, and if you're with a club and where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Marcus Reid from Boston. I'm with the Pilgrim Roadsters. That's the animals down the front. And I've got a 67 Ford Anglia.
Right, that's the blue one, isn't it? Is that your first car?
It is, yes.
And have you had any help with it?
Very little. I've done most of the work myself.
What engine's in it?
It's a 1600E.
Right, very nice. Right, what type of nuts? Right. What is meant by the term Ackerman's steering principle? Son of a bitch, that one, innit?
Pass.
Yes, I'm going to have to pass on that one, Cliff.
All right, well, it's the lines drawn through the front of the steering arms and across each other, just in front of the differential. It's to line it up properly. That's the basic things. You don't get bunt steering and other ugly stuff then, do you? Right, it were a bit of a bitch of a question that I don't think we ought to. Thank Mr. Stuart Revel for that one, will you? Right. Who was the disc jockey featured in the film American Graffiti?
Wolfman Jack.
Absolutely.
Do an impersonation.
Now that was Bertie Bassett.
Postman Pat.
Why is tin and lead used and the preparation of quality car bodywork, and what is the process commonly called?
Leading, and because it doesn't rust.
That's all. That's really good, yeah. It's spot on. That's 2 out of 3. Right. Now then, there's a lot of different terms about this actual meaning, but what is a rod defined as?
I think of the actual... It's pre-1940s American car.
Can you think of anything else that you would relate to a rod?
A real rod doesn't have fenders.
Oh dear. Right, well, I think we're going to give you that one. It's a fair comment. It's pre-48 and usually flat screen, and the fenders as well. All right, Marcus. Right, Tony's just asked me to present this for a competition they did for the world's strongest man to Eddie last night. Nice one, Eddie. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, there you go. Oh, Lord, what have I done?
Yeah. Let him move first. Go off behind.